Morning, ladies and gentlemen. You will have a look at it later. Okay. Oh, Katalin, thank you so much for the invitation, and I congratulate you for having such a high level and very interesting bunch of people together for this memorial conference. And I would start with a quote. The pursuit of peace and progress cannot end in a few years in either victory or defeat. The pursuit of peace and progress, with its trials and its errors, its successes and its setbacks, can never be released and never abandoned. And Dag Hammarskjöld, the second Secretary General of the United Nations, wrote these words decades ago. Yet today, they feel more urgent than ever. His warning was not poetic, it was practical. And 80 years into the life of the United Nations, his words will still pose a challenge. Are we willing to face the hardship together? We mark today the 80th anniversary of the United Nations and Hungary's 70th years of membership. Anniversaries matter. They allow us to look back, to measure progress, and to take pride in what has been achieved. But more importantly, they compel us to look ahead and to ask what must be done to ensure that this organization remains a force for good in a world that is once again unsettled. The United Nations has never been perfect. It was never meant to be. But it has given us something no other body could, a place where dialogue is possible, when nations can speak, even when they disagree, and where assistance can be organized and delivered to those who need it most. This platform, this channel of communication is precious, but it's also fragile. Reform is not a slogan, but a necessity. Without it, the organization risks becoming less relevant, less effective, less capable of fulfilling its founding mission. And the world evolves with new challenges, shifting power balance and dynamics, and emerging global threats. So too must the institutions meant to serve it. Hungary believes that this is exactly what the UN 80 initiative is about, getting the United Nations ready for the future. Ladies and gentlemen, these are challenging times. Today we face unprecedented challenges: growing economic inequalities, worsening climate crisis, illegal mass migration, the spread of armed conflicts, and a constantly changing global situation all call for joint action. And it is not an exaggeration to say that we are currently experiencing that global security is being in its worst shape. Maintaining peace and the need for peace have rarely been so urgent or so elusive. This momentum gives us the opportunity to ask what kind of future do we want and what steps we must take to secure it. Hungary has a clear answer to these questions. We want a future in which peace is not a rare exception, but the natural condition of relations between nations. We want a future in which dialogue, even when difficult, never breaks down. And we want a future in which help reaches those who need it most, swiftly and effectively. And we want a future in which families are safe, societies are stable, and nations can prosper without fear. For Hungary, the commitment to peace begins at home. We believe that the foundations of a strong and resilient society are clear: the safety of the country, the security of our borders, and the protection of our families. These are the building blocks of stability. These are the conditions in which our people can thrive. And these are the values from which we derive our voice in international affairs: the voice of reason and the voice of peace. This is the vision that guides Hungary and Hungary's work in the United Nations as well. So as we celebrate this anniversary, we do so with gratitude for the past, but also with a sober awareness of the present. The UN has endured for 80 years, not because it solved every problem, but because it provided a platform where global dialogue remained possible. To preserve that platform, to ensure that it continues to function for the next 80 years, we have to stay dedicated to the core values of the UN. Be willing to come together and engage in dialogue, even when the desire to negotiate is lacking, upholding mutual respect, and working tirelessly towards peace. Ladies and gentlemen, let us use this anniversary not only to celebrate the past, but to commit to the future. In the spirit of Hammarskjöld, let us commit ourselves anew to persistent action, to measured courage, and to the unwavering pursuit of a more peaceful, just, and resilient world. Let us recognize that dialogue, however imperfect, is still better than silence. That cooperation, however difficult, is still better than isolation. And that peace, however fragile, is always better than anything else. This is our responsibility and our task. And Hungary and the Hungarian government, after the 70 years of membership, reaffirms its determination to meet it. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you.